And let's immediately get to our trio here. We got a full house. I'm looking forward to this. Monica Daniels, President and CEO of Special Olympics.
We call him Andrew Tibnick.
Okay. You want to alert them that we may have to go on the air sooner or later here. So,
I'm trying to wait. I was waiting, and nobody was paying attention.
They put their. You need to tell them to put the ears on as we speak now. There we go. USA Games athlete in bocce and Special Olympics global messenger, and Bob Boyte. He's the USA Games bocce coach. Can you guys hear me now? By the way,
yes, we can now. Sorry, we didn't know what we were doing.
Well, it's all right. I mean, if I was there, we would all have campfire and some hot chocolate. But... Good morning, guys. I appreciate it. Look, I have, first of all, being an Italian American, bocce is. I have my professional bocce set out there, along with a kids version, so you can rear them the right way. But and a professional set of bocce balls is rather expensive too, by the way. First of all, Monica, let me talk to you, President and CEO of the Special Olympics in the state of Mississippi. Tell me a little bit about that and when this thing is going to be.
Okay, so we are all headed out starting tomorrow on Klein buses. We will be departing from the parking lot of the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum. DJ starts at 6 o'clock with music. We'll have a program, a live send-off. So if anyone wants to come out and cheer our delegation as they board the buses, that would be fantastic. We are taking our largest delegation ever in the history of Special Olympics Mississippi.
Wow.
Yes, we're taking 185 athletes and competing in 11 sports.
And this is, of course, in Orlando, Florida.
Yes, in Orlando, Florida.
So you got a pretty long trip to make it down there. Let me ask Heather. First of all, you're the global messenger. Is this a big deal as far as bocce is concerned? I mean, in the state of Mississippi, because you don't hear a lot about tournaments and things. So, to me, it's a little bit like curling in a lot of different ways. Your thoughts?
I would say it's kind of like on the grass bowling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot harder than it really seems. Like, people think you're just throwing a ball and it's no big deal. But they don't understand that it's got weight on the ball. So when you're throwing it, the weight of the ball kind of like puts your hand down or like sideways or...
Yes. I'm not sure if there's any instructions. Bob, how'd you get into this?
By Heather. And actually, Tandy, my wife, is the head coach, so I'm the assistant coach. So,
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot about bocce. I think it's a great game, and we watched Heather over 14, 15 years of playing different sports, and we kind of acclimated towards bocce, and it's really a nice, fun, competitive game.
It really is.
Yep.
It really is. I mean, you can play in the open field on hills and things like that, or the professionals, of course, play within lanes. And how are they going to play that in Orlando?
We got 16 courts, and they're going to be AstroTurf lanes. They're all going to be official lengths, and they are going to be roped off, boundaried off. Playing for, I guess, a Special Olympic national rules, which are almost the same, just a little bit different. But I think it's going to be a very nice setup. And the first day, I think for 6 days, we're going to have singles for the first 2 days, doubles for the next 2 days, and the last 2 days are going to be team sports, team bocce.
Monica, how many do we have that qualify for this or qualify for the Special Olympics in the state of Mississippi?
So in the state of Mississippi currently, and kind of pre-COVID numbers, our organization served 7,000 individuals with intellectual disabilities.
Wow.
The state of Mississippi is divided up into 16 local areas. We have champion volunteers locally who work with athletes in schools, in group homes, who want to come out and participate in a multitude of sports. We offer 19 different sports. On that local level, they train, they compete, they turn in their scores to our sports director, and based on those qualifying scores, they compete at our state level games, which we host throughout the year at different venues. And then every 4 years, based on those scores, those are the athletes that actually qualify to compete on the national level.
So by the time you get them there, they're pretty good at this.
They're really good at this. And
Heather mentioned something, too, because when you start talking about the Special Olympics, those balls are heavy. And after a while, I mean, it's kind of like bowling. It's fun at the first couple, but you got to be in shape. Because if not, you're going to tire out pretty fast.
Yes, sir. You can, like, the first few minutes of it, you can just have fun with it, and it's like you're just having fun, and then after like 30 minutes or something like that, it gets kind of tiring.
Yeah, so. What you want after about 30 minutes is you want all of them to be the size of the Pali.
Yes.
So I was mentioning earlier this morning, Bob, my uncle in Memphis, on the dad's side of the family, his brother was the bocce king, had a lane and a tournament named after him, maybe still in Memphis named after him. But I've got so many pictures of it looks like scenes straight from The Godfather. in those days. But, I mean, they were serious about that game. And it is like the English lawn bowling for the most part, is it not?
It is. I related a lot to the curling like you do. Yes. I think that's become very popular with the Olympic Games, the Winter Games.
It is.
And I watched it more than that was my favorite event in the entire Olympics. So when we got to bocce, that's what I've always referred it to. And, when we were kind of getting into this and I was trying to do some history study, I studied how the Italians started it, and they have leagues and men's leagues, and it's a serious game. So, we take it serious, and the athletes we have are very, very good at it. They strategize where they're supposed to put the ball, and me as a coach, I had to get smarter because they're smart already. So.
I'll never forget that we had some of these guys who were so great at taking that one step and striking. And I'm not sure if they do this in this competition, but some of these guys were pretty darn good. It's almost like they had a scope on their arm when they were throwing it. But there was some money that changed hands in some of those games.
Oh, okay.
This is new to me. I did not know that there was that competition. But now, Monica, all of the different varieties of games will be in Orlando. Am I right?
Yes, they will for this year's USA Games. So Special Olympics is based on the true Olympic model as well. So every 4 years we have national games. So all of the sports will be held there in Orlando at various venues, at Disney, ESPN, Wide World of Sports. Do want to get a plug in.
Hold on. We got some more time here.
Okay.
We can knock it around a couple of more seconds here for you guys. Nelson Linder, and back to our conversation about the Special Olympics bocce. And one more time, Monica, you said you guys are leaving when and from where and going to Orlando.
Yes. So we will be departing tomorrow evening around 6:30 or 7 o'clock in front of the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum. And we'll have a DJ, and all of our athletes will be meeting up there. Some are coming up from the coast. Some are here locally. Some are able to hop on the bus in Oxford and ride down. Everybody will get their luggage and all their bags, and they will receive a Mississippi Department of Highway Patrol official escort all the way to the state line. And then off to Orlando, yeah.
And how many people in this whole gathering?
185.
That is amazing. How long is the tournament? I mean, is it single elimination or what?
So, well, all of the games last from the June 5th through the 12th.
Yep.
So Bob can speak to bocce, but a lot of the sports will be competing all week. Some best 2 out of 3. We have basketball, we have competitive cheer, we have bocce, we have bowling, equestrian, swimming, golf. Who else am I forgetting? Softball, we have flag football, unified flag football represented from our two of our college teams, Mississippi State and Ole Miss. They will be playing unified flag football.
Yeah.
And then we are the only state in the United States bringing a unified Special Olympics partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of the Mississippi Delta, and they are coming in unified cheer and unified basketball.
Bob, what did you learn when you did some studies on the history? Because I don't think I've ever listened to or looked up the history of this as far as bocce.
Bocce, we were just talking about that.
Yeah. How did it start?
Well, I thought at first it was a Scottish game. I looked it up. My son-in-law is Scottish, so I thought, man, I'm going to learn something about my son-in-law. Well, then I found out it's an Italian game, and it really is set up a lot like curling is set up or shuffleboarding, and I think all of those kind of replicate the bocce game. But they talked about how with the plellum and how you throw the balls, how you score, and to me, a lot of the it's just a good, comfortable game that people can play, and a lot of them started. And actually, I was telling Monica, I don't know if it's a good relationship, but a lot of them started in bars, and they had the leagues in the back of the bars with they had the courts back there, and that's where men and families had their fun back there. So
we don't do that at Special Olympics. We don't do that.
Sorry.
Well, it's something to think about. Anyway.
I don't want to get in trouble with nationals. We do not do that.
We're good.
It's a very good game. Very good game.
Whenever we are in St. Louis to take in a Cardinal game, there is a neighborhood, an Italian-American neighborhood, with a home of people like Yogi Berra and several other greats, Graziella. It's called The Hill. It's the Italian-American area there. And there are some Italian stores there, but there's also a restaurant there that has bowling, bocce lanes, and they're always packed as far as the bocce lanes at that restaurant. So it is something that's been around for a long, long time. And you are right on curling. I mean, you could be leading in the game until the opponent throws the last ball.
That's right.
And then it's all out, and you start over. Is the game 21 that you guys play as far as total, or what is it?
Yes.
What is it? What's the total? 21?
21. Mm-hmm.
21. Well, it's one of those games you can't break anything, so it's good playing. As far as the rules, you are right. I think it's probably about the same as it is in curling. I was amazed at how many people, inclusive of me and now Bob, who said that curling was probably our favorite event during watching the Olympics.
Yep.
It was mine too. I actually watched it, and a little sneak peek announcement. Special Olympics Mississippi is planning to offer in 2023 our version of curling.
What would that be on?
It's an indoor, not on ice. It has its own different sort of court thing that you buy. That's my
slippery.
Sports director knows all about it. Mm-hmm.
How about that? Well, you never know. You might have some Olympic people participating in future years because
That's right. That's right.
One more thing. Is it going to be streamed anywhere, any of these events, or are you going to be sending some back on YouTube, or how's that going to be?
So I'm so glad you asked that. ABC and ESPN will be live streaming opening ceremonies on Sunday, starting at 12 Eastern. And then, so you will see the parade of athletes walk in. Mississippi delegation will be walking in, so we encourage everybody to tune in. And then ABC, and in particular ESPN, will be doing shots all through the week at different venues and different sports, focusing on different athletes.
Great.
We've had interest. We've got an athlete who's a swimmer who was adopted from the Ukraine, and she is here swimming. And we've got twins who both have intellectual disabilities who are playing on the flag football team. We have a lot of interesting people, and Heather is a star bocce player, so we're hoping to get some TV time. But it will be on ESPN the whole week.
Heather, what does this mean to you to be able to participate in this, something that you can do and enjoy?
I've been competing since I was 8 years old, and this is the first time that I've gotten to a national, and it just, I can't explain it. I'm excited.
I think we need to have this as an Olympic game, not only Special Olympics, but an Olympic game. I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Heather's been walking 3 miles a day just to get ready for this. So people think bocce people don't train. She
Okay.
does.
Well, you got to.
Okay. He said 3 miles, but it's 3 hours.
3 hours. Has he been? Well, let's go on and get it out in the open. Has he been doing the 3 hours with you, or?
No, sir.
Oh, come on. No, I'll watch.
So what's he been doing? Riding in a company car there somewhere beside you? Calling it advertising? That's not fair. Come on.
He has been inside in the air conditioning.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Go, baby, go,
Tell it on
baby.
you.
Yeah. Offering you support from the air conditioning vehicle of the 2022 model car. That's it. Hey, but Dad's love is still there. Well, guys, I'm looking forward to it. And again, the dates where this is the first competition starts is going to be, is it, when did you say it was, Monica?
June 5th will be opening ceremonies, and it goes all the way to June 12th, which will be closing ceremonies.
If people want more information on the Special Olympics in Mississippi, because you guys are a big family and growing every single day and doing a great job, is it on the website? I'm sure it is.
It is. Everything is on the website, SpecialOlympicsMississippi.org.
Heather, final thoughts here. Anything that you want to have parting shot here?
No, sir.
Do you have your custom-made bocce balls, by the way?
No, sir, we don't.
You don't have custom-made? They're not special? Bob, any final thoughts, sir?
I think this is very important for the athletes and for the people and spectators that get to see these athletes perform. I think it's going to mean as much.
It is critically important, and it's like we always say, these things matter. They do so much good beyond just the games themselves. So
That's right.
We thank the people who participate and people like you, Monica, who are involved in this. Guys, thank you for taking the time to come up. We appreciate it so very much.
Thanks for having me.